Guten Tag, ich möchte Sie zu unserem Webinar herzlich begrüßen. Ich heiße Julia Zalewska und bin bei BCC die Vertriebsleiterin im deutschsprachigen Raum. Das Webinar führe ich heute mit meinem Kollegen Krzysztof Usowicz, der Autor unserer Lösung Matflow ist.
Bevor ich zum Hauptthema unseres Webinars übergehe, möchte ich Ihnen ganz kurz über die Firma BCC erzählen. Dann sage ich, was eigentlich BCC Matflow ist und welche typische Probleme in der Material-Stammdatenverwaltung zu treffen sind. Danach präsentiere ich Ihnen BCC Matflow als eine Lösung dieser Probleme. Ein weiterer Punkt ist ein Modell des BCC-Musterprozesses. Somit kommen wir zu Hauptfunktionalitäten von BCC Matflow, also zum Materialantrag. Nach diesem Punkt übergehe ich zu einigen Beispielen in SAP-Systemen. Zum Schluss stelle ich eine zusätzliche Funktionalität unserer Lösung, nämlich einen Projektauftrag der Stammdaten. So, jetzt möchte ich die Hauptinformationen über BCC präsentieren. BCC ist eines der größten Unternehmen, die IT-Systeme in Polen implementieren. BCC hat den Status des goldenen Partner, SAP-Partner, und ist der größte und erfahrenste SAP-Partner in Polen sowie führender Exporteur von SAP-Dienstleistungen. Wir bieten alle vollständige Palette von Dienstleistungen in Bezug auf SAP-Systeme an. Die Anzahl und der Umfang der realisierten SAP-Projekte macht uns zum Experten auf dem SAP-Gebiet in Polen und ich würde sagen, nicht nur in Polen. Seit Jahren sind wir auch auf dem deutschen Markt aktiv. Unsere Vertriebsniederlassung befindet sich aktuell in Berlin. Das zweite wichtige Element des Angebots von BCC ist IT-Outsourcing, geleistet von BCC Data Center. Die Outsourcing- und Support-Dienstleistungen werden von einer dedizierten Serviceorganisation erbracht. Der dritte Zweig unseres Angebots ist Software-Faktoren mit innovativen Anwendungen, die alle Geschäftsprozesse des Unternehmens sowie Pläne der Zusammenarbeit zwischen Geschäftspartnern unterstützen. Wir bearbeiten sowohl kundenorientierte, maßgeschneiderte Lösungen, als auch Lösungen auf der Basis von Plattformen wie zum Beispiel SharePoint oder eigene Lösungen. Wir beschäftigen über 200 SAP-Berater, deren Kompetenzen mit über 200 Zertifikaten anerkannt wurden. Alle Berater sprechen Englisch und viele davon auch Deutsch. Seit 1995 haben wir einen großen und ständig erwachsenen Kreis von zufriedenen Kunden. Auf der Folie sehen Sie die Firmen, die uns schon vertraut haben. So, jetzt gehen wir schon zu unserem Hauptthema. Was ist eigentlich Matflow? BCC Matflow ist eine Lösung für die Unternehmen, die die Materialstammdatenverwaltung optimieren wollen und dies erreichen möchten, ohne ein zeitaufwendiges IT-Projekt realisieren zu müssen. Anders gesagt, unsere Lösung verlangt vom Kunden einen relativ kleinen Aufwand bei der Implementierung, was natürlich von großer Vorteil ist. Diese Anwendung wurde auf Basis der SAP Standard Business Workflow Technologie aufgebaut. Und was hier wichtig ist, die Technologie SAP Business Workflow erfordert keine zusätzlichen Lizenzen. Es ist im Rahmen von ABAP-Werkzeugen verfügbar. Unsere Anwendung ermöglicht die Automatisierung der Datennutzung. Mit Hilfe von diesen Daten können alle erforderlichen Prozessschritte des Standardprozesses zum richtigen Zeitpunkt, in richtiger Reihenfolge und von richtigen Personen durchgeführt werden. Auf Basis von unseren Erfahrungen haben wir eine Liste von Problemen vorbereitet, die am häufigsten bei Stammdatenanlegung auftreten. Das erste große Problem sind Verzögerungen bei der Stammdatenverarbeitung. Ursache kann sowohl in der Vielfältigkeit der Kommunikationswege zwischen Mitarbeitern liegen, als auch in der Kompliziertheit der Prozesse. Darüber hinaus passiert sehr oft, dass die Stammdaten unvollständig oder falsch bearbeitet werden. Es kommt auch zur Verdoppelung der Daten. Zum Beispiel dieselben Indexen werden mehrmals angelegt. Letztendlich kann der ganze Prozess nicht verfolgt werden und dadurch auch nicht effizient koordiniert werden. Nach der Analyse der genannten Probleme sind wir zur Schlussfolgerung gekommen, dass die Ursache in dem falsch gestalteten Prozess liegt. Es fehlt auch ein entsprechendes Werkzeug, um diesen Prozess zu unterstützen. Typischer Prozess ohne Workflow-Werkzeug sieht ungefähr so aus. Die Aufgaben der Stammdatenanlegung werden von Mitarbeitern häufig ad hoc gemacht. Dazu kommen noch die Kommunikationswege wie Extra-Dateien, E-Mails, die am Prozess teilnehmen und zu Verzögerungen führen können. Zusammenfassend, ohne ein entsprechendes Werkzeug zu haben, kann der Prozess der Stammdatenanlegung sehr oft chaotisch sein und lässt sich dann auch nicht gut organisieren und verfolgen. So sind wir zum BCC-Vorschlag der Gestaltung eines effektiven und wiederholbaren Prozesses der Stammdaten gekommen, nämlich BCC Matflow. Mit Hilfe von Matflow wissen wir, wer, was, wann und mit welchen Daten macht. Alles hat entsprechende Reihenfolge und der Prozess ist gut organisiert und auditierbar. Alle Mitarbeiter, die sich mit Stammdaten beschäftigen, wissen auch, wer wofür verantwortlich ist. Das Modell des Matflow-Musterprozesses hat in den letzten 3 Jahren evaluiert. Auf Basis von unseren Erfahrungen, die wir während der unabhängigen Implementierungen in führenden Produktionsunternehmen gesammelt haben, wird ein Modell des Musterprozesses für Materialstammdatenanlegung aufgebaut. Und jetzt, wie sieht dieses Modell des Musterprozesses aus? Wir nehmen an, die Mitarbeiter aus verschiedenen Abteilungen möchten Stammdaten zum Beispiel erstellen, ändern oder löschen. Sie können es in Form eines Materialantrags beantragen. Nach der Freigabe wird dieser Antrag über Workflow an Stammdatenspezialisten übergeben. Der Stammdatenspezialist ist eine Person oder Organisationseinheit, die berufen werden soll, wenn man die Lösung Matflow implementiert. Diese Person ist dann für die Verwaltung der Materialdateien verantwortlich. Die Spezialisten können dann den Antrag entweder ablehnen oder genehmigen. Es ist auch wichtig dabei, dass Sie den Antrag während der Genehmigung korrigieren oder ergänzen können. Nach der Freigabe von Stammdatenspezialisten wird das Material automatisch in SAP-System angelegt. Je nach Prozessgestaltung und zum Beispiel Materialart können dann zusätzliche Schritte oder Workflow-Aufgaben ausgelöst werden, wie zum Beispiel Überprüfung der Daten, Erstellung der Klassifizierung oder der Preisliste. Der bei dem Modell des Musterprozesses genannte Materialantrag bildet ein Herz der von uns vorgeschlagenen Lösungen in der Stammdatenverwaltung. Seine Hauptfunktionalität ist die Notwendigkeit der Eintragung, Anlegung, Änderung oder Löschung von Materialstammdaten zu befriedigen. Der angelegte Materialantrag, wie schon gesagt, wird basierend auf der Organisationsstruktur über Workflow automatisch und direkt an entsprechende Spezialisten übergeben und von ihm entweder abgelehnt oder genehmigt. Außer der schon besprochenen Modells des Musterprozesses können wir Ihnen auch die Erweiterungen des Musterprozesses anbieten. Ein Beispiel dafür ist ein Prozess der Anlegung von Fertigerzeugnissen in Serienproduktion, der aus folgenden Schritten besteht. Die ersten 4 Schritte sind gleich wie im Basismodell. Das heißt, der Antragsteller erstellt und gibt den Materialantrag frei. Dann überprüfen die Stammdatenspezialisten den Materialantrag und geben ihn frei. Danach kommen wir schon zu den spezifischen Schritten in diesem Prozess. Gleichzeitig werden 3 unterschiedliche Aufgaben ausgelöst. Es wird eine Stückliste eingelegt, die an einen Technologen der Fertigwaren weitergeleitet wird. Die Vertriebsdaten werden überprüft und der Arbeitsplan wird zugeordnet. Nach diesen Aufgaben, wenn sie schon fertig sind, kommen wir zu den 3 Schritten des Finanzcontrollers. Zuerst wird ein Produktkostensammler angelegt, dann Materialkalkulation vorbereitet und schließlich werden die Standardpreise freigegeben. Nach diesem Prozess wird die Benachrichtigung anhand der Verteilerliste automatisch verschickt. Jeder Prozess, der auf dem Materialantrag basiert, ist individuell. Das heißt, alle Tätigkeiten, die im Rahmen von diesem Prozess ausgeübt werden, betreffen ein bestimmtes Material. Also wir erstellen Fertigwaren, deren Spezifikation, Klassifizierung und Preis. Aus diesem Grund müssen wir Ihnen eine zusätzliche Funktionalität mit Matflow anbieten. Es gibt nämlich die Möglichkeit, einen Projektauftrag der Stammdaten anzulegen. Es ist ein Werkzeug, mit dem man die Anlegung einer bestimmten Produktgruppe oder Gruppe von Materialien koordinieren und auditieren kann. Beispielsweise, wenn wir planen, ein neues Erzeugnis einzuführen, kann der Prozess der Materialanlegung von zum Beispiel Halbprodukten unter einem Projektauftrag koordiniert werden. Nach der Genehmigung des Projektes von dem Projektleiter werden die für die Anlegung dieser Stammdaten verantwortlichen Personen bestimmt und automatisch per E-Mail benachrichtigt. Jetzt noch ein paar Worte über technische Möglichkeiten und Anforderungen. Beide Werkzeuge, das heißt sowohl Materialantrag als auch Projektauftrag, können einigermaßen konfiguriert werden. Zum Beispiel, die Felder auf dem Materialantrag können beliebig sortiert werden oder Feldauswahlgruppen können je nach Materialart oder Branche ausgeblendet werden. Es gibt auch die Möglichkeit, das Kundenlogo anzuzeigen. Vorlagematerialien können mit Non-Standard-Suchhilfe aufgesucht werden. Projektarten sind auch konfigurierbar, zum Beispiel nach Materialart. Im Moment gibt es IPC Matflow in 2 Sprachversionen, auf Polnisch und auf Englisch. Wir sind aber offen und bereit, diese Anwendung an andere Sprachen anzupassen, wie zum Beispiel ins Deutsche zu übersetzen. In Bezug auf System erfordert BCC Matflow SAP ERP in Version 6.0 oder höher. Jetzt gebe ich Stimme unserem Experten, Krzysztof Usowicz, der Ihnen die Demo-Version präsentiert. Dieser Teil wird ausnahmsweise auf Englisch geführt.
Hello, my name is Krzysztof Usowicz. I am the author of the solution and I will present it in the system, in our demo system. So we access the functionality by entering so-called transaction code ZWF, and on the left side we can see the menu of the solution. It is divided into two sections. The first section, applications, and the second section, configuration. In the application section, we can see that there are custom transactions created for maintenance of the requisition document, and the second set of transactions are transactions used to create, change, and display the master data project card. At the bottom, we can see that there are several configuration transactions for the tool. So let me start the presentation from the creation of the master data project card for a new bike. When I create a new master data project card, first we need to enter some description of the project. A description of the project, a concise description, and then we need to choose the production plant. We can see that the system defaulted the value to 1000 here. And what is most important on this screen, we select the project type. Here we have configured only one project type, which is default project type. It could be, for example, a manufacture of a new finished good, or for example, a changing of a packaging. Basically, the project type influences which material types are active for a project. So, for example, new finished good should have a finished good material type active. We will see it in a moment. Here we can enter a person responsible for the project. It might be a person from a marketing department or maybe from engineering department. We can enter the person either as an SAP user, or we can enter also an email address. We can also maintain three dates. We can maintain a date for the master data being complete. Yes, for example, we want the master data to be complete at the end of November, and then we want to have plant ready for production. Let's say on the first day of New Year. We do not have to put all dates. They are just informative at this moment. However, they could be used to actively monitor deadlines within workflows. So when I confirm the first view here, on the users tab, we can see that the system, the program, a list of types. This list of material types depends on the selected project type. This default project type here generally causes all demo material types to be active. And as you can see on the screen, there is a set of there are two sets of users visible. This user, the first user, is a business owner of the material type, and it might be seen as a person who is superior to the people listed on the right. So when the project will be confirmed by this user, yes, for this material type, these people can create material requisitions for finished goods with reference to this project. So But before it will happen, I will first of all save the master data project card as a new document. You can see we obtained the number 64, and now this project card can be released. So it's still not visible. Yes. For example, we may try to use it to create a new finished good. We obtain a message: MD project card 64 has not been released yet. So it's not released. We cannot use it. So now I will release it. I'll go into change mode, and there is a button with a green flag which causes the MD project card to be released. When the card is released, business users responsible for material types will receive a work item on their SAP inbox, which allows to activate material type for a project. So I release it, save, and now if we display, for example, workflows associated with this document, yes, we can see that there is a workflow, and the workflow sent exactly 2 tasks. The first task is was sent to user Kęstovic G, and the second one was sent to me, Jusovic K. Why? The explanation for this is that there are exactly 2 different people responsible for material types. For example, I am responsible for not only finished good but also for raw materials, packaging, and so on. So now, as a person who received a notification, I enter into my inbox, and I can see that there is a work item: participation confirmation, master data project card 64, a new superbike. So now I, as an owner of those material types, as you can see, I can confirm these material types that are assigned to me. For demonstration purposes, I will confirm only the finished good here. So in order to do this, I click the button Finish. And now when I save, the people who work with me, yes, listed here, will be able to send requisitions for any finished good with reference to this project card. On the Workflows tab, still there are no entries because there are no workflows sent anywhere. Okay, so I save, and it's done. Now I may start creating a new requisition. So imagine that in the project we need to create 10 finished goods, 10 bikes. So I start with the first one. Yes, and now the material requisition can be created with reference to project or without it. It is not an obligatory field. Here I will reference to card 64. As you can see, I choose action here. I can create a requisition for the creation of a new material, for a deletion of an existing material, or for a change on the existing material. Any field, yes. Here I create, and mode new means that it's a completely new material. If I selected extension, then I would have to enter the material number and, for example, extend the existing material on the new plant, for example. So basically, the mode of work here is similar to how things are done in the standard transactions MM01, MM02. Okay, so I confirm the creation of a new finished good. Now the system defaults the views to be created. This is defaulted from the material type configuration. For the demonstration purposes, I will switch off some views that are not used here on the demo environment. I can confirm, and then I need to basically I need to enter organizational levels that this material is going to be activated for. But if I enter only organizational levels here and save, then I would have to fill the requisition from scratch. All the fields would be empty. Therefore, there is a useful mechanism, which is also a standard way of work in SAP, to use a reference material. As you can see here, we have a field reference material, and basically I can enter any reference material that would be good. Yes. However, in Matflow there is a special dedicated search help, which is visible here. It reads template materials for a given material type. Yes. So as you can see, this search help accesses some custom table with the material type fed, which is finished good, and on the list I can see that there is one template, material 26 is a template for a finished good material. Okay, so I select it, and now I can also point those organizational levels that are going to be used as the reference ones. And having this done, generally the header of the requisition is complete. Now I can save this header in this state. However, I will confirm the header and go directly into the details of the requisition. Please bear in mind that all this data that is created here on the requisition document is kept in a separate set of tables, a completely separate set of tables, custom tables, so that this data is completely invisible until the requisition is accepted. When it is accepted, then it becomes a real material in the SAP database, and this transfer, of course, using standard transfer mechanism called BAPI call. Now let's go into the details. On the second screen, first of all, we need to enter a description for a new finished goods. So this is a new superbike. I can also alter a material group here. However, I won't do it. And then, after confirmation of the description, on the left side, there are data sets that are more or less similar to standard tables in SAP. So this is what was presented earlier in the presentation, that the requisition uses a standard data model. Yes, it doesn't use any custom data model, it uses standard one. So for example, general data is data that is stored at the client level in SAP. These are general fields, yes. So when I click a data set, I can see a grid of fields, and the fields are listed row by row, not column by column, as you can see, because such an arrangement allows to extend the requisition dynamically and configure it dynamically. So for example, when I want to add a new field, I just activate the field and I use the custom mechanism to call the standard search help. So I obtain a value and I can confirm. And generally the requisitioner now can confirm the views with the template data and alter only this data that is critical. However, this data is not final. The master data expert or IT or shared services center can verify it in the verification task in workflow. So here is just a temporary data. I will confirm the views now with the data taken from the template, because it should work. However, please bear in mind that this data can be edited fully. Yes, so any field I can enter a value and request this value. Okay, units of measure, descriptions. I'm not going to describe in detail these sections. It is sufficient to say that they correspond to standard standard database tables for material. Yes, so plant data, storage location data, valuation area, units of measure, etc. I will leave tax classification unconfirmed so that you can see why an additional task is created within workflow later. Okay, so at this moment, my requisition is complete, and as a requisitioner, now I can save it and send to workflow. So request this material. Okay, I save it. The requisition 99 has been created. Now I go into the change mode, and in change mode on the details tab, there are two buttons visible: simulate and release. So simulate button allows us to check whether the requisition is consistent. Yes, so whether this requisition can be converted into the real material. So as you can see, the green message says that yes, it's okay. And now I can release it, so send it to the expert. I just click release, confirm, and the requisition has been sent. And from this moment, it is not allowed to edit the requisition outside of workflow. For example, if I enter in here using transaction, I always in change mode, yes, I always access the document in display mode. This is due to the fact that the status of the document is formed, which means released, it has been sent. The workflow with which the document is associated is also visible here. So you can see that currently it is the workflow sent one task called material request 99 to process, and it is in the inbox of some users. These are experts, yes, these are experts from the master data team. As you can see, I am on the list, so now I will go into my inbox and I will check this document as an expert. Okay, the requisition is here. I just start processing the requisition by double-clicking it, double-clicking the work item. And in the details, as an expert, I have two additional buttons here being activated by the system: accept equals generate and reject. So now, as an expert, I can either accept the requisition as is, without checking, for example. I can simulate whether the requisition is consistent, or I can start processing and I can now check the values, alter the values, make them correct as an expert. Yes, now I should verify all the views so that fields are correct, because this is the role of the data expert now, to verify all the data. Let's say that something is wrong and I would like to reject the requisition to the requisitioner. So I click the reject button. Now I need to enter a comment why I am rejecting the document. So I enter some text, some free text, that please fill some field, etc. After saving the comment, the requisition document is simply sent back to the requisitioner. As a requisitioner, I obtain a task called material requisition 99 has been rejected. And now here I can see why it has been rejected. So I see on the comments window that the master data expert wrote, please fill some fields, etc. Now I can go to the details, start editing, and for example change the lab office field, save, and release it back to workflow. Or for example, when requisition should be deleted, I can click withdraw from workflow, which means that the requisition was rejected. I will release it back to the back. Now I need to enter why. I change the lab field. Yes. And then a master data expert receives the task again. Here in the comments window, a complete communication between the people taking part in this process is visible. Okay, now I will accept the requisition and the material will be generated. Now at this point, the material requisition has been accepted. And now let me display the document from outside of workflow. You can see that now this requisition has a material 100 assigned to it. So now, and there is a button here which enables us to go into the material and see the real material data created in the system. And as you can see here, all the data has been transferred from the requisition and is in the material. The material obtained a temporary status, workflow here, processed by workflow, because although the material is created, still some data is going to be created for it. For example, bill of material. Also, let me display the project card that we are referring to. On the Workflows tab, you can see that there is one workflow created with reference to this project. This workflow is still in process, yes, so you can monitor how these processes are going forward. The yellow light shows that this process is still not finished. Using ID column, you can go into the standard workflow log and see what happened in the process up to this moment. Yes, so for example, we see that that the requisition was sent to central expert, then it was rejected, then requisitioner released it again, and then the data expert processed the requisition, so accepted. And now here we can see that the workflow system automatically set cross-plan status workflow for material 100. And here we can see that there are 3 active tasks that have been sent. Yes, so the task verification of SD view, which is a III approach, yes, so this special view needs special investigation. That's why an additional verification is being sent by workflow. And there is a task sent to the product engineer to create bill of material. And we have also a task that is sent to enter some classification for this material. Certainly on this demo environment, all these tasks are sent on my inbox. So I will go back to my inbox and I will process these tasks. So, for example, the classification data I will just simply confirm because it's quite simple. Yes, we just create classification or assign a classification class for batch if the material is batch managed. Here it's not, so we just confirm. And then we can see that there is an SD view work item. I click it and I can change the material 100. This is our new bike, and I can see that for some reason tax classification is not maintained. So I just maintain it properly as a sales expert, save and confirm that this special verification is complete. Yes. Now I can start creation of the product data. So as a product engineer, I receive a task called please create bill of material for material 100. And in this menu, I can display the material, and I can call the transaction used to enter bill of materials. So I create, as you can see, workflow inputs the right material on the screen. Okay, I will create a simple bill of material for a bike, which is built from 1 crossbeam and basically 2 wheels. Okay, I will save it, and now I can confirm it. After confirming the creation of the bill of material, the workflow sends tasks to the process engineer, who is responsible for the creation or assignment of an existing routing. Yes, so this is an example of a repetitive manufacturing scenario, and therefore this workflow allows to create a so-called rate routing. However, our product supports also standard routings and for example recipes used in process engineering as well. Okay, so I will create a rate routing, a new one, a new rate routing with the usage production in a released status for lot sizes from 1 to 1000 pieces. Now I am a process engineer, yes, I'm doing a job of a process engineer, and I will go into operations. The bike will be constructed using one operation on the work center line 1. Line 1, let's say that it will take half an hour of machine time and half an hour of labor. Making of a bike, operation making of a bike. Yes, okay, and now I can confirm it, and the rate routing has been created with a new group ID. Having this done, I need to create a production version, which is a link between a bill of material and a rate routing. So I confirm this task, and I obtain a screen where I can create a production version for this new material. Okay, so I start, I will name it version 1, material 100, sorry, 100, standard version of bike. Version for lot sizes from 1 to 1000 pieces. Now I link the routing, and I link the bill of material. I mark it for repetitive manufacturing scenario and check it. Okay, everything is correct. I can save the production version. Yes, so generally what is visible here is that workflow sends all the tasks required to make a material completely useful. Yes, so for example, finished good needs in the system not only the material master but also additional very important production data such as bill of material, routing, production version, etc. This is what is being created now. Okay, I will save this production data, and now the production data is complete. Now the workflow will send tasks to controlling department, which is responsible for the price calculation. The price calculation is based on the production data that has been created. Okay. Certainly I am also linked as a person from the controlling department, so you can see that I received a task, please maintain FI and or CO data for material 100. And here the menu is much more complicated. However, what is visible? For example, if you have problems while calculating the standard cost of a finished good, and for example you see that this problem results from the production data, then you can send the workflow back to the person either responsible for bills of materials or to the person responsible for routings. And certainly you can communicate with the comments editor, which is available here. Yes, so that all the problems are resolved. Now let's say that, for example, we start from the creation of the cost estimate. So we calculate the price. We can calculate it. Okay, as you can see that the system calculated costs that result from the machine and labor time, as well as costs that result from the components assigned in the bill of material. Okay, this cost estimate can be saved. I will save it. And now I can release the price. Now you can see in the material still the price is 0, as you can see, but now I will mark the update of the price and then release. And now, as you can see, the price is visible in the material, which is 163.53. Okay, the last thing that must be done here is the creation of a cost collector object. It's a special SAP massive order for repetitive manufacturing. So I just create a product cost collector. I am choosing the right production version here. As you can see, workflow sets all this data from me. Okay, I confirm the product cost collector has been created. Okay, and I confirm. At this moment, the workflow is almost complete. The last task, there are two tasks sent to the master data expert who created the material, when the controlling department confirms all the calculations. The first task is a message that the major workflow path, which is the creation of production and controlling data, has been completed. It may happen that, for example, a person responsible for SD view verification still hasn't verified the material. Now the master data expert can see, because this is a parallel task, can call this person and say that the major part has finished and please confirm all the remaining tasks. So now I just confirm, and this is a completely last task which is sent to the expert, the request for activation of material. So at this moment everything has already been done for this material. All the production data, all the controlling data, and all other verifications have been done. Now the master data expert can just execute this task and activate the material. Yes. So description here: verification of master data within views of type third has been completed. Confirming this work item will cause that cross-plant material status will be set to active. Yes, which means that material is active. Okay, confirming, and this was the last task in the workflow. As you can see here on the project card, for example, you can see now that this workflow is finished. Yes, so there is a green icon here. The workflow has status completed, and the material has status active. Yes, so active. Active. Basically, this is the end of the workflow. I will present also two reports. So requisitions, material master requisitions. There is a report of such documents. So you can see all the documents, for example, sent by a person, a concrete person, within a time interval. For example, we can make it longer. We can select whether we want to see requisitions for new materials or, for example, for changes. Certainly on this demo system there will be many new and probably not many of changes, maybe not one. However, you can see that here you can select those requisitions as you want. You can also use organizational levels such as plant for selection purposes. Another report is the report of the project card. Looks similar. Yes, you can see all the project cards that some specific user is responsible for, and those project cards which are assigned to the concrete MD project type. Yes, for example, you can see that there are a few those bike examples in this system. So the workflow is done, and now the material is complete. So I will demonstrate that the ultimate aim of the workflow is as the productive usage of a material. I will post a goods receipt of 2 pieces of bikes from the repetitive manufacturing. Yes. So as you can see, a goods receipt has been posted. This is the material document number. Yes, which means that really workflow ensured that all master data is really complete. Yes, we have a goods receipt of 2 bikes, and the goods receipt of 2 bikes cost the usage of 2 cross beams and 4 wheels. This results from the bill of materials, certainly, and we can see that we have exactly 2 bikes on stock. Thank you very much. This is the end of the presentation. Do you have any questions? Okay, we have one small question. Can we use Matflow within multi-plant organization? Yes, Matflow can be used in multi-plant organizations. However, when a material is going to be used, for example, in 2 plants, like for example the first one is production and the second is warehousing, then there have to be 2 material requisitions sent within Matflow. 2, yes, because the first one would be for a completely new material, and the second one would be for material extension. So it works in a similar fashion to standard material maintenance transactions. Okay. Okay, so I can see that there are no questions more. My friend will finish the presentation.
Somit sind wir zum Ende unseres Webinars gekommen. Wir bedanken uns für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Wir hoffen auch, dass unsere Lösung Ihr Interesse erweckt hat. Falls nach dem Webinar irgendwelche Fragen vorkommen, stehen wir Ihnen gerne zur Verfügung. Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Nachmittag. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.